What would you have done though if he had said, that's just my mom?
You can't do those things and focus on anxiety at the same time.
Right. I think it's so misunderstood.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dixie Ann Lynn Forsyth. Welcome to the Fascinating Womanhood channel, where we talk about everything that has to do with femininity and building loving, long-lasting relationships. This is Mini Monday, and what we do at this time is we take questions from our audience and try to answer them as best we can, considering we only have the limited information that is actually in the question. We don't know all of you personally the way we wish that we could. So this question, it's about sex, and it's for singles. It says, should we even consider continuing a conversation with a man who brings up sex in our first conversation or early on in our conversation with each other? I usually end the interaction right away, but I remember Dixie saying in one video that when we see red flags, we should investigate it. Could you explain? Well, if a man talks about sex early on or right up in the front, he's kind of telling you what he's interested in. One of the disadvantages that women have when it comes to sex is we tend to see sex as part of the relationship, as romantic, whereas sometimes men just want sex. It's hard for us to understand how it could be mostly just about that and not about, well, surely you have feelings for me if you want to do something that intimate with me. Well, it isn't true with all men. Now, some men, lots of men, in fact, prefer to have a relationship before they get involved in something physical. But some guys don't. And that's part of the way their brains are wired. That's why so many men can have sex and then just leave and leave you with like, I never see him again. And so you want a guy that respects not only you and doesn't want to just use you, but actually wants to develop and build a relationship that is not built on sex, because sex, while it's great, it's only part of a long-lasting, loving relationship. If that becomes the glue in your relationship, it doesn't tend to last. And you want a relationship where you're married 50, 60 years and you're still in love with each other. And that doesn't tend to work good at all. The good thing is he's basically telling you what he's interested in. You know, if it was me, that would be a major turnoff for me. And we don't ever tell ladies what they should do. We just explain things and say, if it was me, I would do this. But that would really worry me if a guy right up front, that's what he's talking about. And when I said investigate it, one of the things I talk about in my book is how they treat people who they don't have to treat well, like say a waiter or something like that. If he's kind of short or grumpy with a waiter, it isn't necessarily a deal breaker. He may have had a really bad day. He may be really struggling with something and later think, oh, I can't believe I treated that person that way. So that's what I mean by investigate it further. But if a guy is talking about something as powerful and important in relationships as sex, which can actually break your heart, that's sort of a big red flag. And that's why we say investigate it further, is to cover all those other things that may not be a problem. It just may seem at that one time a problem. So I hope that answers your question. And thank you for joining us as always. We're here every week and we hope to see you next time. And check out all of our products, our books, workbooks, and the Love Journal, which is really helpful in kind of helping you with your man in treasure hunting and seeing all the wonderful things about him constantly. You can go back and look through and read these wonderful things about this guy. So anyway, take care and stay feminine.